Hello, I am Mr. Gordage and this is 560. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. In this video, I'll be making a top 10 list of Nickelodeon shows, mainly live action shows from Nickelodeon. This will includes also a live action show from Nick Jr. This is going to be exciting. I haven't done a top 10 list in ages. The last time I did this was like 4 months ago. The reason I make these top 10 lists, especially when it comes to like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network or whatever, is mainly because, I want to cover these live action shows. And, I'm not going to make a review on these because, my channel is about cartoons. It's not about live actions. So I make these to get these shows out of the way. And, I don't hate live actions. Of course, there are a few gems. These are just some selection of live action shows that seem like my kind of style, and I do like them. For this top 10 list, I'm going to include one from Nick Jr. because I can only think of one from Nick Jr. I'll pick five Dan Schneider shows because I can only think of five Dan Schneider shows that I do like. And for the random ones that I do like. With all that stated, let's get on with this video. The first show that I want to talk about is Drake and Josh. It's one of the Dan Schneider shows. Drake and Josh are both stepbrothers. Drake is the more egotistical one, and Josh is the more responsible one. They both have an evil sister named Megan. I like Josh, he's responsible. I do not like Drake at all. I remember a lot of people liked Drake growing up, but I didn't like him at all. I found him really egotistical. I never understood why people swoon over him. He's just a jerk. I didn't grow up with Drake and Josh, so I don't have that much attachment than I do with other people do. I would casually watch it when it did show up on Nickelodeon. It does remind me a lot like Zack and Cody, but Drake and Josh is a bit more rougher. And I feel like Drake and Josh has a bit more mean-spiritedness, especially when it comes to like Drake taking advantage of Josh. I think my favorite character is Megan because I think she makes a good villain role. I find her interesting when she's manipulating things. The next TV show that I want to talk about is Thundermans. It's a superhero family show, kind of like Henry Danger, but much better. I like the lighting in the show. It's really vibrant and the theme song slaps. The characters consist of Max and Phoebe, who are the twins. The youngest siblings are Nora and Billy, and their parents are Hank the dad and Bob the mom. It's a really fun superhero show. It runs for 4 seasons. I think my favorite character is Billy. I think he's really funny. I highly recommend watching the show. It's really fun to watch. The next TV show that I want to talk about is iCarly. iCarly is another Dan Schneider show. It's basically about like making videos and internet stardom, kind of a bit like how YouTube is. It's pretty interesting that like iCarly started way earlier than YouTube, and it probably is like inspired so many like internet like things. Like iCarly invented internet culture. I have fond memories watching iCarly. I definitely did watch this quite a lot when I was watching Nickelodeon. What can I say? iCarly is iconic. The characters include Carly Shay, Freddie Benson, and Sam Puckett. They each have individual personality, and they have other like side characters who support them. And yeah, every episode is always fun. I am aware of like dark history behind this show. Like, I am aware of how the actors have gone through, because Dan Schneider, and I've heard rumors about Jennifer McCurdy. I still like the show, but I do have like more jaded perspective on iCarly now. Like, I don't have the same way I feel about it now. I still like the show, but I'm just have a wiser perspective on it. The next TV show that I want to talk about is House of Anubis. It is a live action show. It reminds me a lot of like Harry Potter. It's about students who live in this like boarding school. It does have like Egyptian theme to it. Um, it's kind of mysterious. They live in this house, and things happen. It's very spooky. The main character is Nina. I would always watch it in the mornings. When I first watched it, I was so hooked by it. Every episode is like a different mystery. It always ends in a cliffhanger. There's a lot of like Egyptian theme to the show. The next TV show that I want to talk about is Zoey 101. It's another Dan Schneider show, but I've never watched Zoey 101 growing up. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I know it exists. I am aware that Victoria Justice was on it, and I think Alexa Nicola was also on it as well. I've heard rumors about how like the cast were toxic, especially like Jamie Lynn Spears. She was pretty toxic. What do you think of Zoe 101? Let us know in the comments. The next TV show that I want to talk about is Blue's Clues. It's a TV show that appeared on Nick Jr. It's probably the only live action show that I can think of that came from Nick Jr. I've never watched it or seen it growing up, or I haven't seen a lot of it, so I don't have attachment to it. But I am aware that a lot of people are fond of it. There's this dog who gives clues, and then there's this guy called Steve. I think he left, and a lot of people were sad about it. I can understand when like your favorite TV host goes away, because it can be like your best friend going away. Do you have fond memories of Blue's Clues? The seventh TV show that I want to talk about is Victorious. It's another Dan Schneider show. It's basically a teen version of Glee. I have to say, out of these sitcoms, I think Victorious is probably my favorite because it's the one that I always rewatch. And I find it the most fun because we have diverse, different characters with different talents, and I find that really fun and fascinating. I think my favorite character might be Kat, and it's not because she's portrayed by Ariana Grande. I think Kat is just a fun character. The eighth TV show that I want to talk about is Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Don. It's another sitcom from Nickelodeon. It's a sitcom about these quadruplets. I think it was my favorite watching it when I had Nickelodeon. I think season 1 and 2 was good, but season 3 and 4 was crap. I think I do like this sitcom, but I think the idea of Nicky, Ricky, and Don would have worked as an animated series rather than a sitcom. It's because like these characters age and all that, and they're supposed to be quadruplets. And character like Nicky, I would think he's the youngest because he's the shortest, but like as he ages in season 3 and season 4, he's taller than Ricky, so you think he's older than Ricky. I know that height doesn't matter about age, but visually you would tell like he might be older or younger. And I also think like voicing a character is important too. Like these characters, they will eventually reach puberty and stuff. So I do believe like Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Don, it would have been perfect as an animated series rather than a live action show. Kind of how like I think Loud House is. The next TV show that I want to talk about is Sam and Cat. It's another Dan Schneider show. It's basically a spin-off of iCarly and Victorious, where Sam and Cat, join together in a different show. I guess it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not as great as iCarly or Victorious, but I do like it sometimes. They added extra characters like Dice, Guma, and Nona, who are fun as well. I would highly recommend checking out Quinton Reviews, who did like a full review of all iCarly, Victorious, and Salmon Cat. You should check him out. He's amazing. He did a lot of effort in making those videos, and I kind of agree with his points with most of these. But I still, even though like I have faults with all those shows, like yeah, I get it, the creator who made these, but I still enjoyed them. Like it's a double-edged sword. Like I know like the creator is terrible, and how some parts of these shows is kind of be gross and stuff, but I still it's I find it enjoyable to watch. Like at the end of the day, like even if I don't like the creator and don't like some aspects of something, I will still like the show. Like it's not just like Victorious, iCarly, and Salmon Cat. There are a lot of shows that were handled by like terrible creators or terrible actors. Because I remember like Power Rangers. There's this season called Wild Force, which is my personal favorite. I know that the Red Ranger, the actor did a terrible thing by killing someone. But I still like the character that he portrayed, like Cole. I think that's his name. I still like that character, but that doesn't mean like because I dislike the actor. That doesn't mean I shouldn't like the character. I always separate reality and fantasy. That's the big part of it. Like that's the beauty of like fiction. You separate the creator from the shows you watch. And like it's the same thing with like other shows too, like movies like Harry Potter. I know like J.K. Rowling, she wasn't the nicest, I think. She had her rumor, but I still like Harry Potter. Like So basically, that's my point. And the last TV show that I want to talk about is I Am Frankie. I did watch it and I had fun with it. It's basically about this girl called Frankie who is an AI robot. She's trying to function in this human world with other humans. She is basically a teenager and she goes to high school with normal kids. But she has to keep her identity secret. She can't let people know that she's a robot or people may like take advantage of her. I recommend it. Go watch it. Anyway, that's it. I've made my top 10 list of TV shows from Nickelodeon. If you have any of your favorite shows from Nickelodeon, let us know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and have a lovely day.